Hello there, friends. Today we are going to do our What Sold for last month, which was for the month of October. And I'm thinking about doing this twice a month. Let me know what you think, because it's getting to be a little long. I don't know how long a video you guys want to watch, and it would be nice to do a little more explanation if you want it, or just want to see what's sold. Anyways, this month was kind of weird because eBay put its new things into place and some changes, and so sales were slow in the beginning. But then I did what Don, the auction professor, said to do, which would be to end some listings and sell similar. And then instantly it started to like ping my phone, and I got all these sales and stuff near the end of the month. So we will look at that too. So let's look at the screen. We're going to start off with a real photo postcard. It is Blue Hills Falls in Maine, 1906, and it's kind of a cool card, and you can see a little bit of the shimmer. It was posted in 1906 and sold for $9.47. Wentworth by the Sea, it was a lithograph, I think, or a chrome. I think it was a chrome, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Turpentine dipping and scraping in Carolina postcard. Kind of interesting, and something that you don't see a lot today. Well, actually, I've never seen it. I'm not from the South, and there's something. Some people would call this Black Americana, and I chose not to highlight that. I just put men working. To me, it's like it's men, and it doesn't matter their color. $5.47. Scenes at the Zoo and Monkey Island Racing, Wisconsin postcard. I have a few of these, I think, in this area. It was unposted. And this one went for $8.47. So this must be the Monkey Island here. We now have the state headquarters building for the telephone company in Pennsylvania County. Telephone company. Oh, I didn't notice that before, but I hadn't oriented it to that side. $4.47. We have another real photo postcard. This is Empress Hotel in Victoria, British Columbia. It's kind of a nice image, a photo, and unposted. Foreign postcards don't seem to go for as much as, U.S., it seems. It depends, and so I just put $5.47 on this one. This one was really cool. The Dollhouse in Wyoming, and that's what it was called. Here, I'll show you. The Lost Cabin, Wyoming, and this one sold fairly quickly. And here we have the stamp box unposted. Somebody at one point sold this for $3. But the really cool thing about this is afterwards I got this feedback from the buyer, and she said that she or he had purchased this place and are in the process of restoring it. So they were so excited to get this old picture of their postcard, because that's really cool that it's going home. Here's Kansas Avenue in Missouri, and this one had a military connection to it. So look at here, some of these old album postcards, this is why I say take them out now. Some of these little thingies on the edges, they don't come off very easy. You have to do a lot of work and try not to damage them. But I put this up because there wasn't a lot of these out there. It might have been the only one. Otherwise, I would not have posted it with this sad condition. Street view, you have the old cars and the people in costume, well, not costume, people in their old clothing, and it's posted. I think it even has a Marceline postage cancellation, 1920. And here's Private Harry Nelson, and I have a few other cards from him too. Went for $8.47. Here is Columbus, Montana. You come along with me to there for a while, and this is a residence of Mayor Pat Lavelle at the time. I got a couple of postcards from Columbus about this, and there's a couple buildings that may actually still be there. One of them is, and one of it isn't. I haven't looked, but $5.47. Here it is again, and this one is in color. So it's just the same postcard, just in color. I think, these old lithographs, they colored them. Oh, here, I'm sorry. Let's do this. Right here, it says guaranteed hand colored. So they're, this one was colored, that one was, I don't know why, but same price. Here is King William III, and I had a whole bunch of these people portrait, artists, these were postcards of art, And yeah, I didn't know if these would sell or not. A couple of them have. And this one went for $4.47. They are older. $4.47. We have Camelback Mountain near Phoenix, Arizona. So here is the Camelback right there. This one went out for $4.47. It is a chrome, and it's a Petley color card. I don't know if putting Petley in there is, what sells things or not, or is it the subject? Okay, here's Autumn and Glacier National Park. I'm going to the Sun Road, and here's the back, and it tells you a little bit about it. This was produced here in Montana by Kalispell. Here's the whole card. A very familiar view for those of us in Montana or Western states. $4.47 chrome card. We have a lithograph card, Anthracite and Cascade Mountains from Bluff, Alberta, Canada. So here, I did at one time purchase a whole lot of Canada postcards. In retrospect, I shouldn't have, but they were like, less than 10 cents a piece. So I guess, I probably made my money back. But here's a little train here. It's an old lithograph postcard. You can faintly make it out. Mr. Frank All to Wisconsin. This is a Valentine's and Sons. Oh, that's why this one went. Valentine's and Sons are desirable. $4.47, even if they're in Canada. Okay, Government House in Tudor, Victoria. Let's see here. So it's a beautiful Tudor house. Yes. And unposted, Barber Brothers Press. $4.47. Good Yule, Norwegian. Good Yule. Sorry. I grew up with Norwegian, so I can make fun of it, can I? Yeah, sure, you betcha. And Good Yule, you have the little horse. Snow picture postcard. What do you say? That it's not much to say. $5.47, and the lady said it was a beautiful postcard. She's going to frame it. So there's another use for your postcards, is to frame them as artwork. Here's a real photo postcard. Devil's Punch Bowl, Gull Rock in Oregon. And, it's not really exciting, but it's a real photo postcard dated in 1949 to Miss Eleanor Fuller. And teaching for 4 weeks. I'm a demonstration teacher. I get good salary for it, and surprised to find that I enjoy it. Getting around a little bit, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of cool. It was from a teacher. We have Man in His World, and you may have seen me unbox some of these, or was it the other one? But the World's Fair Expo 1967. This one was of Mexico, and it is 1950 or 64, I don't know, to Mr. and Mrs. Ferguson, so Sault Ste. Marie. Dear Mom and Dad, having a wonderful time. This place is beyond imagination. It would have been kind of cool. All these things. And do you know that this year the World's Fair, quote unquote, is in, what is that country, that weird country in the air, whatever. But there is one going on. Right now. Okay, another Good Yule, Norwegian Merry Christmas. And it's just like a winter scene with a horse, and just say Merry Christmas. And this was in 1963. $5.47. We have an aerial tramway, Pago Pago Harbor in American Samoa. Tells you a little bit about it. Chrome postcard, $3.50. I accepted an offer. Custer Battlefield, here is something in my neck of the woods, and yeah, we are the treasure state. I've been here, but it's a chrome one, $4.47. We have a lithograph, Cherub in a Boat with a woman's flower. I didn't know what to call this. Zatka, German artist, and I had to figure out who this artist was. There's a little thing on the bottom. So, this is with those arts, it still had that when it was taken out of the album, it still had that on there. This is not a brand name, like a well-known brand name, so $7.47 though. Santa Fe Country Club in Marceline, Missouri. So I had a few Missouri Marceline ones that you might, I think we saw, do we see some here in this batch? But again, these corners, it's in rough shape, but this is a subject matter that is not as common. So it was dated in 1920. Private Harry Nelson again, 16th airship. So it could have been the subject matter. It could have been because it's Private Harry Nelson. And who knows. From Opal and Marceline. So maybe a sweetheart at home or a friend. 847. We have something that is not a postcard. This is a roll of quarters, and it's mint from probably from the bank. We at one time purchased some rolls of quarters, sold it for $40. Their face value of $25, but they're older. Okay, real photo postcard of Red Lodge Highway, Cook City entrance to Yellowstone. And there's my zoom in. Here's what it looks like. It probably looks about the same as it is now. And somebody sold it for $8 at one time, but I only got $40.47. Oh well, I didn't pay that much for it. Here's the spaghetti bowl, freeway interchange. It is not related to sports. It is related to all these roads. And it's a nice aerial view. I bet you it looks different now. This is a chrome postcard, went out the door for $4.47. Palace of Fine Arts in Mexico City. And they did a little colorization on it. There's some really cool old cars in the front. And tarjeta por postal. And $4.47. General George Washington portrait. This is at West Point. At least at the time. I wonder if it's the same one there. I've never been to West Point. It's a chrome postcard. And there's nothing too special about it, but it sold for $4.47. We have a this is a little different. Vedado's oldest church, Sacred Heart of Jesus, in Habana, Cuba. Is it Havana? You can see here it's perforated at the edge, so it might have come out of a book, but there wasn't really anything else out there, so I thought I'll just put it up. And here it was postmarked in 1923. Now, the thing about Cuba is if it is produced in Cuba, I don't think you can sell it, but I thought this one was produced in the U.S. for some reason. I don't know. So this went to Mrs. Arthur Medlock in 1923, $4.47. Leap year postcard, 1908, romantic humor. Miss Ethel Reed from Sophia. So there it is. So it's Say You'll Marry Me or I'll Press the Button. So we have the old spinster, desperate for anybody to get married to. How things have changed. I don't really care for some of the humor, but I don't know. Not everything's to my taste. Here's a real photo postcard. Main Street looking north in O'Neill, Nebraska. It's really kind of neat. You got the old dirt road. We have the hitching post down here. Was this a smelter stack? It reminds me of the ones I see in Anaconda and Butte. And you have some old building fronts. It is a really wide street too. And there's just not much on the back. But let me just show you the abstracts. Meredith, so you can kind of see, if you take a loop to these old photos, you can get a lot of detail that you can't get like in a printed photo, like a lithograph. $14.47. And we have Ready to Ride Palomino Horse. I mean, it's a chrome postcard of a Palomino horse. And I guess somebody wanted it for $4.47. And this one I think they purchased as well. Another Palomino horse. It's from a painting, I believe. Yeah, by Vern Parker. A Petley postcard. And here, hi Mary. Hi my sweetheart. Don't you let any girls take my place. How's school? So anyways, sweetheart postcard. Isn't that fun? $4.47. And then we have Agnes MacDonald Bridge in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And this was sent to Mrs. Will T. Graham in 1962. And she says, her friend says, I left Sunday morning, went up along Maine last to Bar Harbor, and so on, so on. And here it is. It even had like this issue, but bridges and that kind of stuff sells. $4.47. We have Rodeo in the Wild Woolly West, Cowboys on Bucking Horses. And this one you can see obviously has a crease down the middle, but it's kind of a cool composition. You've got, the photographer lucked out on when he took that picture. It was postmarked in Rawlins, Wyoming. I usually try to put that postmark because some postmarks are rarer than others. Art Morrill, somebody in Kansas, and let's see here, yeah, $4.47. We have the Boardwalk Beach looking north on Ocean City, Maryland. It's like all those city or states on the coast, they always have an ocean city town, don't they? And here's a bunch of swimmers in the beach, and looks like a fun day in the waves. Postmarked in 49 to the Wernicke's, and the Wernicke's, I've sold quite a few of their postcards. 447. St. Joseph College in Granby, Quebec, and this was when the building was new, so that was probably quite the special time for them. 447. We have Dixie Sherman Hotel in Panama City, Florida. It's a hotel. I mean, and some little old cars down there. It's nice chrome, in really good shape, and it went for 447. We have Habana, Cuba, another one. And I know for sure this is a U.S. one because it's those linens. Port Avenue. And this one was not stamped, but it was addressed to Miss Eleanor Fuller in Lexington, Mass. I have a lot of postcards from Lexington, addressed to Lexington, Massachusetts. Decided this year to visit we are taking the United Fruit Cruises down to South America. I didn't know they had those. Now we do. 447. Here's a Fred Harvey. I've sold this one a couple times. It's like every month I sell one of these. Bright Angel Trail. But the reason I think is because it's, Fred Harvey. But it's the only Fred Harvey I really sell a lot. This is a Grand Canyon and 1941 to Mrs. Tiernan in Galveston. And they went to the Salt Lake Friday. So they are just touring around and having a wonderful time. 447. We have Nubble Island, Nubble Island, York, Maine Lighthouse. And it's quite a nice image, actually. And it almost looks like they did some weird focusy stuff. So here is, hard to read this. This is also going to Lexington, Massachusetts. It's to Mother. And 447. There might have been a whole bunch of those similar subject. Riding for a Fall, 4th of July parade. Here, let's look at the whole one. Like that. That would be Riding for the Fall. And that went for 647. And this is one of those photos that I got in one of the albums in the estate sales. And it is, when I looked through the photo album, this sequentially was in the Beartooth Path. And look, you can see the license plate, because this is what it looks like in the winter when it snows. Well, maybe not just the winter, but all right. So you can see his license plate up close. And I wonder if I could figure out which turn that is when we go up next time. But it's a cool old car, and went for 947. Here is another really cool photo that I wasn't sure what to price it at. This is President Woodrow Wilson in that car. And this is in Billings, the nearest big town to me. So I looked at other Woodrow Wilson pictures that are in the same, era, candids, and they went for like $10. So I'm like, I don't want to sell it for $10. To me, it feels like it's $50, $100. But I put it for $20, and that's what it sold for. It's really a small picture too. Here it says President William in Billings, 1917. And tells you, it says woodblock, but there is no woodblock street. So I wonder if the wood was blocking the street, or if there was a name, maybe there was a name of a business. I don't know. So that was a really cool photo. We have J.W. Gorman's high diving horses. And this one is King. There was King and Queen. I did some research when I was doing this, listing this, that these horses, they actually had the penchant to dive, and they would eventually, when the owners realized that the horses were diving into this pond or whatever lake, they would give them a ramp, and they raised it up until they raised it as high, I think it's 40 feet, and the horses just would do it. They enjoyed it. So it was really cool. This is Undivided Back Postcard in 1907. I written all over it, but it went for 547. just filled up some more, and I just want to say here at the halfway point that the reason why I'm sharing this is because maybe it's helpful to somebody else who is looking to sell postcards or other things on eBay or other places, and just see what's going on and what little education, a little bit of, I love the history the most of all of these things, and as someone with several chronic illnesses, this is the way I am finding to get some income going. So anyways, here's Big Piney Creek, Wyoming street view. And this was a cool, I think it was a photo. So again, you have that wide looking street and 1247. Here is, oh yeah, I think I showed you this one in a recent haul. This was a hunting party, and it's really kind of macabre in a way too, because I mean, nobody's happy, especially the dead animals. But hey, somebody was happy for 1747. Okay, we've got another real photo postcard, Mount Willie in Saco River. It was kind of a sepia toned one. Was it a real photo postcard? No, it wasn't. Hey, Julie, this wasn't a real photo postcard, actually. I wonder if that one's going to be returned. That was my bad. So if you bought that, I'm sorry. I had probably had this left over from another card that I did sell similar on. Oh gosh, that's not good. Okay, I will, if that comes back to me, I'm going to refund the money and say just keep the card. So anyways, here's Moonlight on Lake Erie. This was a linen card. It's Moonlight, but some people collect Moonlight postcards, so always say that in the description. 447. We have a Chrome Continental Airlines 727. It's in flight. I don't know if it matters, but I put it if it's in flight or not. 347. Let me know if you know it matters. Okay, another Montana card. It's a Montana Chrome card. Civic Center in Great Falls. And here you have Montana Power. That's no longer here. Jack's Bar Hotel. So all kinds of these iconic things. Look at those old cars. We got a guy walking down the street. It's really kind of neat. But like, I mean, this guy, I mean, maybe he's still around, and he was looking kind of nice back then. But just lovely street scene. 547. Native Americans, teepees. This was a black and white photo, and I zoomed in on the important part with the people, and this is a whole photo. I don't know what's going on here, why these white guys in suits are seeing these two. It looks like a chief and a wife. Like I'm not a pro, but I don't know what's going on there, but it sold for $12.47. Here is a Abraham Lincoln. It's a beautiful card. It was embossed. It is him freeing the slaves. It's of a statue. And we've got Lady Liberty and all that. So you can see on the back where the indentations are for the embossing. $8.47. Christmas, Dear Santa Claus. This is a really cute one, but it's not in the best shape. You can see these little bendy spots around, but it is so cute. I mean, for You Are Happy Express. I mean, Ewell Street. What's not to like about this one? Merry Christmas. And that went for $5.47. Life in a Trailer Park in Florida, 1959. I wonder what it looks like now. Some people would like their trailer park to look this picturesque and with all these vintage trailers. And this was sent to Mr. and Mrs. Parks in Massachusetts in 1959. Hello, folks. Hope you are well. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's a nice place to spend the winter. I would say so. I'm kind of getting to that point. $5.47. Maybe not Florida, but I'm just getting colder. Maybe it's the arthritis. Here is Higgins Avenue from Bridge in Missoula, Montana. We had a lot of people moving to Missoula. Maybe there's some postcard collectors among them. And it's just another nice street view. You've got the old cars, the old signage and places. I bet you it doesn't look like that today. I mean, just Western Union. We've got the Missoula Drug Co. I bet you if you took a loop to this or magnifying glass, you could get some more detail. $4. Real photo postcard looking north of Butte. And this was a cool one too. Butte, America. Butte is the iconic American town, isn't it? And, I just love this town. I wouldn't have minded living there. It's just two things. It doesn't have really good health services and higher incidence of cancer, but because of all the old mining. So this is sent to Mrs. Robert Stevens in 1950 from Helena. So that went for $16.47. We have a romantic couple kissing. Now, this was one of the first postcards that I ever put out, and I took it down and I completely rescanned it with my new scanner, and you can see the colors much better, and it instantly sold. So who knows? Sometimes you need to refresh things. Okay, here's another Christmas, loving Christmas greetings. I don't know why some of these go and some don't. I mean, to me, it's not that great of a card. It's not even a brand name. Maybe it's people. Mr. Wilbanks in Dempsey, Idaho, 1908, perhaps. I don't know, $7.47. Here are, this one and the next one, I put up for auction. They are, it's like a foldable postcard. It's a little booklet. And they had all these images inside of their booklet. And I put them up at auction, started at $2 because that way I'm still making a profit on them, because I think they were just thrown in with a lot that I had gotten. So basically they were free. And they went for what the opening bid. Well, actually there's 2 bids. So maybe somebody went back and wanted to make sure that they got them. But there's this one and there's this one, the bathing girls. And they're not real bathing girls. They're images of bathing girls. So, no pictures of real women. But those were gone. In someone's hands. Hopefully they'll enjoy them. Fishing boats in Provincetown and Cape Cod. And so we've got, the boats and the live lobster spot, sent to Mr. Simonson in 1969, who was Grandpa. His grandson's having fun in the waves of the ocean. I would too. I like the ocean. $4.47. I'm far from the ocean here in Montana. Okay, Cunard RMS Queen Mary Ocean Liner. White. When I looked this up, it said this was part of the White Star line. It doesn't say it on the postcard, but it was a White Star ship at one time. $4.47. Okay, now we are at the spot on the 29th of October when I started to do the refreshing of my listings. And all of these cards came in the last 3 days, and I was busy shipping, but I was happily shipping. So just to give you I'll give you this statistic at the end. So this is the world's largest white pine mill in Lewiston, Idaho. And I had quite a few people looking at it, quite a few offers. It's a real photo postcard, and it went out for $19.47. While somebody was offering me a price on this, somebody else came and swooped and bought it. So that's at full price. Rustler's Steakhouse in Washington, D.C. This was interesting because it's got the map. It's kind of a lighter weight postcard. It went to Barbara Ginder in Bedford, Massachusetts, 1973. It was sold quickly, $5.47. We have, does this look familiar? It's from my dear friend Seda. It was one of the, I still have a couple of these letters. And I think I took a few snaps of the front. I don't know if it was the story or the new commercial hotel letterhead that did it, and it went for $11.97, what I had originally posted for. We have Greetings from Nebraska, the Cornhusker State. This one almost gave me a heart attack because I couldn't find it. I looked in I had to look through half a box of postcards to find it, which is about 300. 1949, it was sent to Miss Viola Wernicke in Benson, Maryland. And the reason why this one gave me fits is because I have SKU numbers of where to find these, and I can show you my inventory. And what I do oftentimes, if I have another Nebraska postcard to sell, I'll go to this one and but up here it says sell similar. So I'll hit the sell similar button because all of the stuff is filled in for the state. And I forgot to change the SKU number. And so that one, and a few of them, so I went back and fixed that. But the lengths you go to make sure your buyer gets what they want. Real photo postcard in public school, O'Neill, Nebraska. I thought that was a really cool postcard too. I don't know why it wasn't more. Maybe it's the going rate for public school RPPCs. You got a couple of little kids in the front. It's a NOCO stamp box. See, these little kids, aren't they cute? $8.47. We have copter view of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And that's just what it is. Somebody went up in a helicopter, took a picture, and in 1964, Mr. and Mrs. Chester Patterson got this postcard. And this one went for $4.47, another chrome. This was a postcard receipt. It was a little different. And I don't know, sometimes it's hard to know what these things are worth. Supreme Council Benevolent Legion. Doesn't that sound like Big Brother? So it was postmarked 1914. I don't know what the interest in this is, but I sold it, $4.47. We have another chrome, Source Lighthouse in Prince Edward Island. And this guy told me that he collects Prince Edward Island, the shipping stuff, but I unfortunately didn't have anything else. But you've got the lobster traps here in the island and the boats. It was postmarked to Massachusetts, to Marie, and $5.47. And he did pay up on the shipping. Okay, to get it tracked. Charlottetown, Fort Edward, Prince Edward Island. So I had a few Prince Edward Islands go out to different people. And these had cannons on it. This was 1973, I think, to Miss Phoebe Wyckoff. She arrived safely. I'm so glad to hear. $8.47. We have a set of 3 Allegheny, Pennsylvania postcards. These are chrome. And I mean, that's what they are. There was a set of 3, and it's like I didn't really feel like putting them separate. Maybe I should have. I wonder if this car was the photographer's car. That's one way, and there it is again. Don't you ever wonder? Okay, they went out for $4.88 because I took an offer. Okay, so this was another Sadie one. This was just the envelope, and I didn't look to see if this went to the same one. Same guy, but it's just the envelope so maybe it was a letter, the letterhead that got the other one. It has the date of 1909, and they paid $7.47 for that envelope. A few varieties of cacti. This is a very common card, but the thing that was uncommon about this was the address. This was Private Hugh Klaus or something, 904 something company, and so he got the free postage, and this was to his dear friend John in 42. So this is World War II. And he said, Lambert had gone to the army. Would you please send me his address? I would like to write to him. I am in the 9th here and like it okay. So it's kind of cool to have those military postcards, $4.47. Maybe it went back to family or somebody just collects those. We have a lithograph, Epsworth Lake Park in Lincoln, Nebraska. And just an idyllic scene, just along the boats, and 1908 to Miss Edna Brown, and somebody paid $6.47 for that piece of history. Chateau de Ramazet, Old Montreal, Quebec. I don't know if I pronounced that right. It's the chateau, and there it is, $4.47. Thanksgiving greetings, gold souvenir turkey spoon. There are a lot of these old embossed postcards that have a spoon, and it's like on Thanksgiving, just at noon, may you find use for the spoon. And I'm thinking it's a piece of paper. I'm not using it to eat. But it was a gesture of friendship, I guess. It was nicely embossed. It's beautiful. $4.47. I don't understand it. But then there were spoon collectors. I don't understand them. Okay, here's one of those Japan Silk Art Museum. This is part of an oboe sash. And look at that intricate work. It's beautiful. And this one went out for $4.47. It's a chrome. Suva Maru, Japanese supply ship. And, it's a wreck in Wake Island. So that's $4.47. Pretty Woman with Wings. I didn't know how to describe this. This is a linen postcard. So this was probably pretty racy back then. Because look at her. Don't look. Okay, don't look. Just to tell you I'm alive and kicking. But she is just basically pretty risque. Ocean City, New Jersey, 1949 to Mr. George Wernicke. I betcha he might have blushed when he got that one. $6.47. Here is SS Monterey. It's a luxury passenger ship. Some of these ships, if I don't know what to say about them, I will Google them. And there's a lot of places that say this ship was for this, and so I'll put that in there. $4.47. It's a chrome. We have D. Albert Ballen passenger ship, and this went from Germany to New York. Can you imagine? I bet they didn't have, all you can eat buffets. $5.47, 24-hour. Star Island in New Hampshire. I did debate on keeping them because, look they're sheep. But, no, I can't keep every sheep, right? $4.47. Then we have the two-way covered bridge in Otter Creek, Vermont. And it was sent on 1951 to Mrs. Fuller, and you guessed it, Lexington, Massachusetts. Here is the full image. Just a two-tone, basically, 447. Here's a Tux Oilette Tacoma Hotel, Washington Mermaid Room. There were quite a few of these out there, too, I thought. I mean, not like tons, but a few, so I didn't put them out as a big price. But here's the Raphael Tuck & Sons Oilette, and $9.47. We have greetings from, and it says Gross Aus, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kind of a neat view. This is a whole postcard. Sunday, March 12th, 1905, from Clee. And, oh, did I show you the end? No, I didn't show you the back. It didn't have anything on the back, so never mind. 547. And our last one is kind of a cool one. Easter Sunday on the boardwalk in Atlantis City in New Jersey. Look at the crowd here. I mean, it's just, they're so full of life. Better than Cottage City, so they were comparing their Easters. I don't know, but these were actually cars that you could drive, and must be, the Easter parade of everybody in their finery. 1906 to Mrs. Josephine Fuller of, you guessed it, Lexington, Massachusetts. That went for $7.47. Okay, so that concludes the What's Sold. I have 14 followers. I gained one. Actually, I don't know if I gained one. If I lost some and gained more. Still have 100% feedback. Let's see here. I have over 2,000 postcards now. That was my goal for after the big rush at the end of the month. I had 2,004, so I actually sold like 20 some postcards in 3 days, but I got it back up. So I sold this last month in October, 88 postcards, and 25 of those went out the last 3 days of the month. So doing that refreshing, sell similar, ending and selling similar, did something to help people to be able to see things. So I'm going to continue to do that. I love this postcard. Maybe I should keep that one, but I can't keep them all. Oh well. So anyways, thank you for watching this video today. I hope it wasn't too long for you. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing it 2 times next month, so it won't be so long, and you don't have to wait, and then I don't have to keep resetting and all that. Oh, I love this card too. That's the problem with doing these postcards, because look I love this one. I'll show you. I wish it was one of the towns I was researching. This is Stagecoach in front of buildings in Twin Bridges, the old drugstore, and there is a photo in the MSU library that identifies all these people, and it's really cool. I don't have that. I put a link to it in the listing. Did I? Let me see. Yeah, right here. So, I mean, check that out if you want to see that. But that's what I love about this, is a history. So anyways, thanks so much for coming along with me today, and I hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.